Want to thank our sponsor, Parati's Quality Meats, located in Cranford, New Jersey, serving customers all over New Jersey for the past 50 years. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Talk presented by the Shore Football Report. You already know who I am, so I'm not going to tell you. All right? You saw my commercials. But now I have an Ocean County head football coach, the Boro Panthers head football coach, Coach Brian Staub. Coach, thanks for coming today.
Hey, Rob, thanks for having us. We're excited, and let's talk some football.
Oh, boy, excited ain't the word. That's all I keep hearing for everybody telling me, look out for the Panthers. Look out for the Panthers. And we got the head football coach here tonight, so we're going to talk some football on your program. And you got a lot to be proud of, Coach. You do. And we were talking off the air about some of your players, and you'll talk about them later on. I'm real excited about it. Let me introduce you first, and then we're going to get right into the process, and we're going to get this thing going. Is that okay?
Sounds good. Absolutely.
Okay. Coach Staub is in his fourth season at Point Boro as the head football coach. As a head football coach on the other side, Coach, had a lot of enjoyment watching you grow as a coach, because prior to that 4 years, you were an offensive coordinator for 2 of those years, right?
Correct. Yep. 2016, 17.
That's awesome. I love when programs take an assistant coach and elevate him to the head coach. So whatever you did during those 2 years, you must have been a real loyal guy. And Point Boro is very, very particular who they want a head coach. To put you as a head coach after 2 years as an assistant says a lot about you on and off the field, because they probably were evaluating you as you were coaching the whole time anyway. So
yeah, we were fortunate. We had a great staff led by Matt Soleno, who's a very good friend of mine, a mentor and someone I talk to still daily. It's a tight-knit community, and, we're just excited to get back on the field and represent this town and program.
Yep. Prior to you being the OC, you were at Brick Memorial with Coach Walt Curry, who was on here the other day. Quarterback and defensive back coach. That must have been a great experience to be coaching with Coach Curry, who I think is one of the best in triple option.
Yeah, he really is. In terms of X and O's wise, scheming it up, I just don't think there's anyone better. I played for him. Even when I was playing, we kind of joked like I was going to come back right out of college just because I knew I wanted to teach. I wanted to coach football. He took me in, day one of graduation, and spent 3 great years at Brick Memorial, and I'm still very good friends with a lot of those guys over there.
He seems like a fun guy to chill out with off the field too. And before Brick Memorial, and then you're going to take the floor, you were at Springfield College in Massachusetts, and you played multiple positions, which probably makes you a better coach. You were a quarterback, you were a wide receiver, and a defensive back, different years, playing all those positions, being coached by different coaches there. Do you think playing those different positions helped you as a coach today?
Yeah, I think it really did. Obviously when you play quarterback, you kind of have to know everyone's job. So you get a good, knowledge and understanding of what the O-line's doing and what the backs are doing. And then I moved out to wide receiver, and I got to, learn more about the perimeter game and how safeties rotate and, coverage-wise. And then my senior year, we got hit hard with graduation, and they knew I played DB in high school, so they switched me over. And that was great. And I had a great DC, learned a lot from him. And I remember we were going ones versus ones, and I'm trying to find out who the hell has the ball. They're running triple option. I'm getting stalked. I have no idea who has it. And at that point, I was like, if I ever become an OC or a head coach, we're definitely running triple.
Here you are. Here you are. So those days back in college when you were thinking that, here you are as the head coach. Coach, now let's talk the process. How did Coach Staub became the head football coach at Point Boro? To me, I love hearing the process. I love it, and that's why I want to do this show. You just didn't snap your finger and got the job, but everything you did, what we call is on your resume, added to that positive part of you getting the job at Point Boro. So it's putting money in the bank, and then you cash in at the right time, and you won the job over in the interview. So lead us to the path when you first started athletics to right now where you're at Point Boro, the process.
Sure. At a young age, probably at like 10 years old, I just knew I wanted to be a high school head coach. And I was so fortunate to have so many great coaches in every sport. Growing up, and then at Brick Memorial, Walt Curry, Ed Luca in basketball.
You play basketball?
Played basketball, yep, basketball and baseball. Football was always, the love and the favorite one.
Right.
And I just felt like I had a high football IQ, and I would just save, every note or, every draw up that any coach ever gave me. We had success my senior year under Curry. And then I went off to Springfield, which was just the perfect fit. We tell these seniors the perfect college is out there for them. It's not just football, but it's got to be academics, location, everything. So I go to Springfield, which is a great strength and conditioning, phys ed school. We ran the triple there. So, I started learning more about the game. Go right back to Brook Memorial because, had such a great experience. Went on there for 3 years again.
Now, Coach, real quick, was that your only option or was that your main option that you wanted?
That was really the only option. And that was the only option I wanted. Me and Curry stayed in touch. I told him I was coming back.
Good.
So
Good.
Right upon graduation, I was substitute teaching there.
Good.
Kind of helping out in the weight room, and it was the perfect fit.
It was a comfortable place for you.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to go anywhere else at all. So 3 great years there, and then I had some best friends who were coaching at Point Boro, Coach Shane O'Connor, Coach Tom Morrow, Coach Ty Hughes, and they kind of got in my ear and was like, why don't you come check things out over here? And, they knew they were kind of running triple. So I went over there and, Matt Solano trusted me and took me on board, and we had some success.
Did they take you to be the OC, or when you came over, it kind of gradually went in that direction?
It was basically just come be the run game coordinator, which, we're triple option, so we really
which is 99% of the offense, but go ahead.
Yeah, so me and Tom Warrock were kind of running it, and then somehow it just evolved into, I was kind of just running the show, and, we had a great run in 2017, making it to Rutgers.
Yeah.
We didn't finish the job, but it was a great year. And then we didn't really know Coach Solano was going to retire. We thought he had a couple more years, but, he had 4 children and he had to spend more time with them. So he made the right decision, and they trusted me to keep the ship going.
Coach, I mean, that's impressive. I remember when you were the OC, and that's all people were talking about was you're the new and up and coming coach. And, I got to see it firsthand with you as a coordinator, and then seeing you become the head football coach, which is a pretty neat thing too. So you got a great reputation. You're young. How old are you right now?
I just turned 30, so not that young.
I was 30 once. That's incredible. We got some in common. We really do. Of course, mine was 20 years ago, but that's awesome, Coach. A great story how you came, and I just moving from one school to another. Was it tough for you to make a transition?
Not really, because both schools' cultures were so good. It was very, very similar. Blue collar town, tough kids, hard nosed. They were both coachable, and it was a good transition. It was exciting. I was like 25 at the time. I kind of wanted more responsibility. I always wanted to run an offense. I thought I'd be okay at it, but you never really know, how good you're going to be until you take that opportunity. So it was a great decision. I was appreciative of all my time at Memorial, but it worked out well.
Coach, when you get to be a head coach as an assistant, you also open the doors for other assistants in the short conference. Also, like my assistant coach, Coach Paul Covine, and we talked about that, how he was a loyal assistant just like you for those times, and now he became the head coach, and he knows that, watching you progress just kind of inspires him a little bit too. So you've done a good job with that, where other people are looking at you be an assistant to a head coach. It gives them a light of hope.
Absolutely. And you said that, that L word, loyal, is huge.
Yeah.
Loyal, and you get great effort, great time, and we're still young, and we're always going to learn. We will always learn. We never want to stop. We always want to get better. We'll talk coaches down the line, but it's just we're so fortunate. It's such a tight knit group. I mean, I know every coaching staff is tight knit, but we have best friends on the staff.
And we're going to talk about them in a couple minutes, Coach.
Awesome.
Those guys,
we really will. Crew.
But you got where you got because of your leadership and your loyalty. Your double L's, I'll say that. All right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
Coach, we're going to talk about the Mets, but in the meantime, I'm getting sick of the mask. I don't want to wear it no more. I don't want to talk about COVID. No more COVID. I want to hear something positive. Please tell me something positive you learned from your football program about the COVID season of last year.
It was tough, but there were definitely some positives out of it. One of the biggest things, and we're still kind of preaching on it today, was don't take anything for granted. And tomorrow was not promised, so you had to give relentless effort, give everything you got, physically, mentally, emotionally. And our seniors last year, they did a great job with that, and their leadership was paramount. And in some of our team's success, and that's what we're preaching now. We didn't get to have a mini camp in June, or we didn't have July last year. So, we told the team, these summer workouts, don't take it for granted. Those seniors last year would do anything to get back on the turf.
That's great. Yeah.
So that was definitely positive. And then the second thing was the technology piece. And, I think that's a common answer, a common theme that a lot of coaches in any sport would say. But just using Huddle or the Zooms, we tried to install as much as we could online through Huddle playbooks, so that when we got out there, end of July, beginning of August, we hit the ground running. So I think our staff did a great job with that. Being a younger staff, that may have played a little bit to our advantage because with technology and things. But it was useful, and I think the whole technology piece is just going to keep getting better and better through these years.
It's not going away. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not going away. It's awesome. Between the Zooms and the huddles, you can send them the plays. You don't have to game plan forever or watch film with the team for 2 hours. So it's just a great teaching tool.
It's amazing. You and I can coach. We can break down opponents' defenses. We can take our teams to playoffs and all that. But yet I have trouble turning the computer on. So what do? I call my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter. She comes running down. She fixes it. She's my technician right here. My 11-year-old daughter.
I hear you.
With that.
That's great. That's smart, because I'm not great with it either. So thank God we have a couple guys on staff who are good. And, for games, we have this operational crew that's made up of 5 to 6 students, and they set up the end zone camera.
Amazing.
It's tough. It is tough. So I hear you on that.
Coach, I was in contact. People that, wow, you did the website, the shorefootballreport.com. How'd you do it? How'd I do it? One of the seniors from the football team was telling me over the phone how to do it. It was just incredible. These kids know more than we do. They just do.
It's the truth. So, when in doubt, just ask any, high school student.
Or 11-year-old.
It looks good. The website looks good. So you got to tell him he did a nice job.
Oh, my daughter had something to do with it too. So
tell her I said she did a great job too.
Coach, that's great to hear that you guys adjusted with the COVID and you elevated your game with technology in your football program. That's that. And you taught yourself this though on what to do, right? Did you have a lot of video clips, or did you kind of?
Yeah, I mean, you had to get creative, and the Huddle playbook. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. The Huddle playbook is great, and we got to pick out certain clips, and we were kind of picking one from each year to just it was kind of cool because we played in the weight room, and someone would say, "Who's that?" Running the ball or whatnot. So it was kind of cool to just get the past alumni up there and to show the current team what the play is really supposed to look like.
And you being an OC for a long time, and Coach, I have every one of my plays ever that I ever had in at Barnegat, and we run basically the same. Offensive scheme, but maybe different ways we run it. I was able to show the kids this is how we ran it in 2012, 2015, 2016, and you were able to teach it. Thank God. I mean, now if you were running a different offense and you're doing it, it kind of would be different, but the kids probably saw that you was teaching your veer and your midline, and this is what we can do and all that. So it had a purpose.
Exactly. It had a purpose, and it allowed them to really understand, not just their job, but how their job fits into the entire scheme. So it's so important for the kids to see what we're preaching and what we're talking about.
And the greatest thing was everybody was in the same boat. So we're all learning and teaching our kids at different ways. And I said this, the most successful teams last year were going to be the ones that took advantage of technology. And that's what I thought.
No doubt.
Coach, good take. Now let's talk 2021 Point Borough High School's football schedule, which is to the left, Coach, and on the right is the newly formed Patriot Division that has some different faces in there and some familiar ones that you're probably happy to be playing once again. So let's talk on the left first, and then we'll go to the right. Coach, your floor.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, I think the division is just fair. It's going to be competitive, close games. A lot of games decided in the fourth quarter. We open up with Shore. We had a battle with them in 2019. They got
That's a tough one to start off with, Coach.
Yeah, it is. It is. Extremely well coached. Coach Costa's been there a while. He's had tremendous success. Their offense with the wing tee, it's tough to stop. And they have tough football players. They're very disciplined, so that's going to be a battle. But we're looking forward to the challenge for sure. Week 2, Jackson Liberty, Group 4 school. Jackson's Jackson, great football town. That definitely presents its challenges. And then we go at Asbury Park. We haven't played them in a while. I'm not sure exactly what the date is, but I know it's been a long time since Borough played Asbury. Extremely athletic. They ended strong, beating Neptune last year. They return. I know their quarterback's a 3-year starter, so that's going to be a good challenge.
And he's a junior.
And he's a junior. And he's a junior. I think he started as a freshman. So, anytime you have a 3-year starter at quarterback, your offense is going to be pretty good. Manchester's definitely on the rise. Coach Wilkerson's done a great job with that. I think they went 5-3 last year.
5-3, yes. Yep.
5-3. The quarterback, Savon Myers, I think he was second team all Shore. He's
second team.
He's a player. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands. So we're excited for that. And then, the Barnegat Point Borough, I don't know if it's a rivalry, but just it was like a B-South. Just, it was always
a well-fought game.
Always fought. Always tough. Single score game. So that's exciting. And then, we finished with Monmouth.
And then you have the pod
that we're looking forward to, and they have a lot coming back, and they're athletic at skill positions, big offensive linemen. So, we're excited. I think it's fair. I think these teams are exactly where they should be. It's going to be fun.
Coach, that's a good take on the schedule. I want to talk about the Patriot Division now. When you're a head football coach and you're talking on the Short Football Report, it's amazing how many head coaches want to sandbag. Look, Coach, been there, done it, right?
Yeah.
Or you look at your division and you don't realize that you're a dude too, so you're in the mix. So when I talk to the other head coaches, you're included in that's a very competitive division. So let's get that out of the way, right?
Yeah.
You got dudes, and stop being sandbagging. but this division here, talking to the coaches, the one thing they all say, including yourself, is I love my kids. And that to me is great, that there's a lot of passion and they care about each other. So that's something that you don't hear a lot about, but that's the first thing that's the first thing you said, Coach, when we talked.
Always. And we kind of, we make shirts every year, and I kind of wanted to, summarize our culture, our program in 3 words. So on the back, we put love, tough, team.
Yeah.
And, like you said, you don't hear love too much, and maybe it's a little weird, or maybe it's a little awkward. But I told the boys in our first team meeting, it's the truth, and this group, symbolizes that more than anything. And they love football, they love this program, and they love each other. And we give that right back as a coaching staff. So it is such a pleasure to be around them day in and day out, and that's probably one of the reasons why we're so excited. Yes, we bring back some guys. Yes, we have some very, very talented players. But the love that they have for each other and for the sport is just awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome to be around. It's contagious.
That's great, man. You're right. That town is very, very tight. Coach, looking at the top to the bottom, I want to talk a little bit about every one of them. Asbury Park, they're going to have 25 to 30 kids, but those 25, 30 kids are going to have each other's backs. They got some skill kids back. I know they got a transfer from Neptune that just came in there along with their quarterback. They have an outstanding receiver, and they have 2 good running backs. They're going to be dynamic on the perimeter, like a traditional Asbury Park team. They got a young coach like yourself that's very enthusiastic, and he loves those kids. Barnegat, I just had Barnegat on this morning, and it was kind of weird talking to my old staff And but I'm real proud of them. They got it going. They have a lot of guys back and a lot of good newcomers back. And again, like I said, the coaches are all back. It's only I'm gone, so I'm expecting same results and maybe better. They're going to be tough, just like yourself. Jackson Liberty with Coach Sharples. They have high number. I mean, they're a bigger school. They play teams tough in the beginning, get hit with a couple injuries here or there. You're playing them at the beginning of the year, which is where they usually play their best, coach. It's the beginning, and you got them at their place. Manchester was 5-1, lost the last two pod games. 5-3, they got 5 returning all division guys back, including the quarterback Savon Myers, Damari Brown, a couple of linemen, D linemen too, Kinghorn, Mars, and Pesos, and their kicker. They're going to be.
Kicker's good. Kicker's good. Coach, I've seen him on film. Kicker's good.
You may not have to tackle anybody on their kickoff because he kicks it in the end zone. So Manchester is not your typical Manchester team of the last couple of years. I think this is going to be a year people are going to start saying Manchester's for real. Yeah. So that's going to be a tough one. And you guys, all right, let me talk Shore and I'll get to you. And then Shore with Coach Kaz, he's a Hall of Fame coach, 191 career wins. Been there, done it. He's the the elder of the groups of head coaches in the Patriot. Very, very top-notch guy. Those guys are going to run through the wall. Short players are always tough. They're like robots,
It's true.
And then you guys, your schedule the last couple years, oh my God, was as brutal as anybody. And you're not playing that team. You're playing where you used to be in, like the B South. Yep. You got to be excited about playing teams that you've traditionally have played maybe in the past, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, the schedule was tough, but that's what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to play the best. We wanted to see the best, and we got to play the number one team in New Jersey to start the year last year at Wall. And if you were there, we battled.
Yes,
we
you
battled.
Did.
We
yes,
played,
you did.
We played them tough. It was 28-7 at half. Proud as hell of our kids. Wall was unbelievable. They kind of opened the floodgates a little bit in the second half, but that's what we want. That's the standard of the Shore Conference. And we played Donovan in 18-19. They're obviously a top 5 program in the Shore, and we took it as a positive. It made us as coaches better. It made our players better. But to get back this schedule that we think is fair and right where we should be for at least now, we're excited.
Great.
We're excited. We just can't wait.
Coach, this division's going to be real exciting to play in, and guess what? Real exciting to cover. All right, Coach, now this is a great part that we do. You're going to talk about your guys that make head football coaches look good all the time, and that is the backbone of the program, and they're called the assistant football coaches. Now, the Point Borough assistant football coaches, from me looking from the outside looking in, I've always thought you guys were a close-knit group, fun, tight. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, it looks like you guys have a lot of fun doing what you're doing too. So let's hear some names of those guys.
We do, and they're awesome. It is an unbelievable staff. With definitely high energy. I think we've calmed down a little bit, from the first couple of years. But we'll start with the coordinators. Our defense coordinator, Shane O'Connor. My best friend since kindergarten. We went to a small little Catholic school in Point Beach called St. Peter's. So it's awesome doing what you love with your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 special teams coordinators, Dave Johnson and John Matos. Good little story. They both played at Kean University back in the day together. Coach Johnson was a quarterback. Coach Matos was the kicker and punter. So when he was kicking, Coach Johnson was his holder. So they run our special teams.
How do you break that down, may I add? When you say 2, one offense, one defense, or?
They just co-coordinated. Co-coordinated. Matos was actually the Kean University special teams coach for 3 years back in the day. So
it's great.
He
embrace it and go, right?
He's a guru, and we love special teams. We
special
teams, win championships. So this is their first year coordinating it together. Matos just came on
good
in the spring, but they're doing it. They're doing great.
Great.
Kids are buying into it. So we're excited about that. For the O-line, we have two coaches. Ryan Canary, he played at the Borough, played center, then went on, had a successful playing career at the University of Maine. And our other O-line coach is Kyle Ryan. Again, he played at Borough as well, played tackle at Albright. And, they're great together too. They really
Coach, real quick question. When you have two linemen, do you kind of let like one guy take the tackles? Like if you're running some type of veer, maybe slamming down and the other guys are comboing? How do you break it down with two coaches?
Yeah, so when we do split, or if we do split, sometimes Coach Ryan will take the tackles, Coach Canary takes the centers and guards. Sometimes one guy will focus on play side, one guy focuses on backside if they're all together. But they're great.
Because your line for the last couple, traditionally just comes off the ball. I mean, all together. I mean, it's real impressive.
Well, thank you. And that's where the game's won.
Yeah,
you win the game with the O line and D line. So I think it's so important to have two real solid coaches there.
Good.
They do a great job. They played in the system, so they have just a great understanding of it. D line, two guys as well: Dan Drimkowski, Eddie Kendall. Again, both played at the Borough. Coach Kendall played at McDaniel. So it's pretty cool that majority of our coaches all played at the Borough. We have three volunteer coaches. Coach Tom Orrock, Coach John McDonald. He's new, 24-year-old. He played at TC&J. We're excited to have him, and Coach Ty Hughes, who played with O'Connor and Orrock on the 08 football team.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love hearing that.
10 coaches. Two freshman coaches, Coach Pat Brady. He's been there a while. He's the man. He's the head wrestling and head lacrosse coach. So we think that's great that we have a head varsity coach running our freshman program.
Yeah.
And we're bringing on someone new this year by Coach Greg Lins. He also played at the Borough. He just got a guidance counselor job at the high school. So, he's fired up, and he's going to get going in about 2 weeks or so.
I love hearing it, though, Coach, and I was smiling, but I wasn't smiling because of that. But when you keep saying from the Borough, there's just so much pride, so much tradition there that it's something that I think is important, not just for your staff, but for kids to, going through the program saying, hey, I'm being taught by family.
Yep, it's true. And they all live in the Borough. All live there. They want to stay here. They want to raise their families here. Some of them have kids, some don't. But like you said, it's just so much pride, so much tradition in a small town community. And
that's awesome.
On Friday nights, the whole town kind of shuts down.
And it means something.
It does.
I mean,
it does.
Really does. I mean, when you're breaking in the huddle or breaking out of your locker room to go out, I mean, it means something. Like you're all in it together, and now you're playing another program that's kind of regional school, maybe from all these different. We're Point Borough. Come on, let's go.
Point Borough.
And I love it. And you can tell the intensity of your coaches pacing on the sidelines. They're no different than they were as players. It's just now they're wearing the headsets.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It's true. It's hard to it's hard to be calm, but maybe one day. But we're high energy, and that's just who we are, and we can't change that. But I think the boys, they feed off of it.
Yeah.
And it's a good atmosphere.
That's great. I have a lot of respect for you guys from the other sideline. I always wanted to know what it was like in the off season, but when I watch your videos, like I saw the other day or today with the tire challenge and all that, and watching your coaches barking and all that, and they didn't know the cameras on them, and there was just so much pride, intensity, family. I mean, it was just like everybody's winning in this drill. Let's do it, and it was just awesome. It really awesome.
That was a good atmosphere. The tire battle one-on-one. That's one of our staples, and something that we do every summer. And you said it. The atmosphere, the energy of not just the guys who were competing, but the rest of their teammates cheering on.
That is
really both of them. That's
it's a great drill, Coach. As long as it wasn't somebody's tires you took them off of in the car, and they're fighting for it back. So I don't know. I didn't want to, I didn't know what to say in the video.
I didn't steal any tires.
There's a car missing 4 tires. I'll just hand in the tape recorded video I have. So
exactly. Just build Point Borough football.
That's great, Coach. Best of luck to you guys and your coaching staff this year.
Thank you.
Cool. Coach, now let's talk 2021 Point Boro Panthers football team. But before we go, I want you to talk briefly what you guys run offensively, defensively, and then you get a chance to talk about those key returning players that all offseason you've been bragging about that you can't wait to coach this year. Go ahead, Coach.
Cool. So offensively, we're a true flex bone triple option team. We want to pound the rock, get downhill. That's our identity, and it's worked for us throughout the years. Defensively, we're a 3-3 stack team. We like to blitz a lot, send backers from a variety of angles and
Yes,
stunts.
you do. They look like they have fun on defense. I mean,
it's fun to play.
Oh my God! You don't know where it's coming, but you're going to get 5 guys coming. It's just.
It's not. I mean, I don't necessarily like to really go against it in games. So
no,
it kind of works.
No,
kind of works for us too.
Now let's hear about these great players I'm hearing, and I know, Coach, this weight room that you got, and there's 2 players I'll probably talk about later that broke the weight room records. The hang clean guy. Yep. I think Matt Oliphant. I heard so much about that dude, that sophomore, and that kid Charles Davison broke the squat record. So I hope they're going to be mentioned in what you're going to talk about. Key guys coming back. I want to hear about those guys.
This is a weight room group, and they've bought in since we were allowed. We were fortunate enough to have the weight room open in December. Yeah. We were so fortunate to that, and these kids just get after it, and they want to be great, and it starts there. Yeah. We firmly believe that W's come from the weight room.
Coach, we were going to play you last year, and then with the COVID. Yeah. So I mean, I had the scout report on you and this and that. We were excited because I thought it would have been a good matchup game for both of us. Yep. A lot of respect because we said they got some guys back next year, and so do we. I mean, I mean, now you're going to play them later on in the season. So I mean, I know who you got back, so don't hide them.
Yeah, I won't. But offensively, we do bring back a couple of returning starters. Charlie Vitale started last year at quarterback. And I think it's important to mention that we have 3 legitimate varsity quarterbacks. Connor Soleno, who's an incoming junior, started at L-back for us, which is one of our slot backs, and he started 1 game at quarterback versus Manasquan because Charlie had to quarantine. So he's the second legit quarterback. The third one, you already mentioned him, is highly touted sophomore Matt Oliphant. Just one of the better athletes on the team in terms of size, speed, strength.
Coach, can you say I'm a lucky guy and point to yourself? Because Coach, you got 3. You got 3.
We have 3 legit ones. Broke the hang clean record. So it's fun. It's going to be fun.
How big is he?
Matt, he's every bit 6'1", 6'2", 180.
Really?
Just a solid, good-looking athlete.
Good.
So you're going to see him on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Jake Croce emerged, was a big-time season last year as a true freshman. He's a starting fullback, starting outside linebacker.
Yeah, I saw him like a 90-yard touchdown run in one of the games. Was it Monmouth?
Yeah, Monmouth. He took one, I think, 92 yards.
92? He couldn't get 99. He had to only get an.
That would have been fun. He would want it. He would want it. But
and you got him back for 3 more years, right?
We got him back for 3 more years.
Okay, Jesus. All right, I get it. I get it. You're lucky.
Yeah. We'll see. But he works so hard, and again, he's just another one.
Yeah.
They want to be great, and they want to get Point Boro football back on the map. So then they truly believe it. Up front, we have 2 guys who started last year. Our center, senior Justin Tudds. And our left guard, Luke Wilson, they got a ton of experience last year. They worked together. One of our tackles, Mike Micha, another incoming senior, he saw spot time last year, and he started 1 or 2 games. So we're looking forward to him stepping up. And to round out the line, for now at least, at right guard, sophomore, Charlie Davidson. His nickname's Boom, so we call him Boom. And again, another great worker in the weight room. And at right tackle right now, we have Cole Skinner, who's every bit 6'5", 305.
Coach, he reminds me of Sam Madden.
They got good feet.
Do you remember Sam Madden? Remember that kid that we had, Sam Madden?
Yep.
He just looks like that, but he seems athletic, that kid.
He does.
Good feet, nice size kid.
Yeah.
And you're running Veer, right?
Running Veer.
Oh, God. So he's coming down.
We'll see. We got other guys mixing in. Michael Smith at guard, Jackson Patel, Declan Pratt, Jack Stetzel. So we have depth. It's so important. You know it from a Group 2 school, you got to have depth everywhere, but especially the O-line. So we're excited. We're excited about them.
How about defensively?
Defensively, we bring back about 5 starters. We'll start with a D-end, incoming junior, Connor Reynolds. Had a very good sophomore season. Was a little undersized last year, but again, added tremendous strength and size in the off season. So he's a worker. Croce started at outside linebacker. He may move inside this year. And in the secondary, that's probably our deepest defensively. Charlie started at corner. Soleno started at free safety as a sophomore. We're looking for him to be even more physical. And Devin Morris, an incoming senior, he also started last year.
Coach, I got one question I want to talk about. That kid Croce, I don't know if I pronounced it right. He started both ways as a freshman.
As a freshman.
I mean,
he was.
I mean, you're a good football program. You got a guy playing both ways as a freshman. He's now a sophomore. How much did he develop from one year to the next?
Yeah, we were mixing him in at fullback as a freshman, and then he was just ready. He was physically and mentally mature enough, and he was ready to handle it. So, we kind of let him loose. Wow. And he had outstanding games for Monmouth, Neptune, Lakewood. He finished strong, and I think he's going to explode. And I think the Shore's going to know who Jay Croce is.
The Shore Football Report knows who he is. I'll tell you that. So who cares about the other people in the Shore? I know who he is, and so do college coaches as we speak. So that is great, Coach. I mean, now I know why you've been smiling in the off season.
Yeah, we'll see.
You got guys. You got to stay healthy, just like everybody else. That division is highly, highly competitive. As you know that, you guys are right in the mix too, being the competitive part of that stuff. Your coaching staff is a fun, hardworking. Been there, done it. This is my hometown. What a great atmosphere it is in the stands on your games. I can't wait to come and watch your games and cover you guys. And real exciting times, I think, are ahead for the Shore Conference, especially in the Patriot division. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think, a lot of teams are on the rise. And, you said the word excited. Everyone's just so excited. Hopefully it's a normal season. State playoffs are back. Let's get, 8-9 game regular season, go to the playoffs. So we can't wait. And it's here. It's here.
Yeah. Yes, it will. Now, where do we go from here? And I'm going to tell you where we're going to go with Point Boro.
Yep.
I don't know if you realize this, but the Shore Football Report is now a .com. I'm a .com dude. And trust me, you put .com after the Shore Football Report, you're going to see my face. My face is on it, all right? And also the kids are on it because I'm covering high school football on that. Now, your video here will be up by tomorrow morning. You pass it around. You guys are gunning to be top 20 for view counts. So we're going to see we're going to see if Point Boro can get in not only the top 20, but try and get it top 10. Try and get it all. Right now, Manchester has 505 view counts, and they're number 1. And everybody's vying to be in that top 20 right now. So, and I know the community of Point Boro is tight. Go on the beach when everybody's there. Tell everybody. I might do that plane with the flag, right? Okay. Whatever it is. You might see me .com. Just if everybody pressed it and passed it to 10 other people, you should get 1,000 because you have a big fan base and all that.
We should have that plane go right through Point, right to Bayhead. We got a couple kids.
I don't want to go through the other places because then the other programs might say it too. So you just want to keep it to the Borough. We'll keep it to Borough, but that's that. So and if they know you're on here, Coach, ratings are going to sky high. I'm telling you right now.
We'll see. We want to win. We want to win.
Yeah, you win. The one thing about you that I love is that you win on the field, off the field, wherever you are. You're competitive 24/7. I love it. That's why you are going to be one of the better coaches here for the next couple years. You're taking the torch and you're going with it. And I expect you to be a coach for many, many years, and take Point Boro to the promised land like they've been in the past. Keep doing what you're doing, Coach, because everything you're doing is top notch. Really
sounds good, Coach. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, thank you for putting this together. It's awesome. It's exactly what we want. Me and you, we could talk football all day. So this is great.
So I'm going to put this together tonight. I got to put Barnicus on earlier and then you on probably in the morning tomorrow. And then we'll see who's got the better fan base right away. All right. You good, Coach?
Can't wait. Thank you.
All right. A lot of respect here, man. Make sure you tell all your coaches I said hello, and I'll see you soon on the sidelines, right?
I will. Sounds good, Rob. Thank
See you
you.
later.